Okay, back to this side of the trellis. Here's the Kajari, and these first 1 and 2 tomato plants are both lemon drop tomatoes, which I believe they mature to a saladette size or slightly smaller, but they're bright yellow and pretty sweet from what I understand. But man, there's gonna be a bunch. I am so excited. Like when I put them in, I was kind of kicking myself for putting 2 plants in, but now I'm like, yeah, bring them on. Look at them all. I have been buying up boxes of cherry tomatoes from Walmart like a crazy person, and I just can't get enough. So I am really excited to have these guys. I'm hoping to have so much that I need to like dehydrate and make sun-dried tomatoes and stuff, but man, look at those. I'm so excited. I really hope they do well. I had a tomato here that got broken off, and so I just ended up replanting. This one is an Abe Lincoln. Yeah, Abe Lincoln, and then that is a Paul Robeson. They are both, from what I understand, they are both just like your stereotypical tomato, like what every little kid colors in kindergarten, like that kind of tomato, just like your typical sandwich tomato. Good for like putting up, good for eating fresh, just good all around basic tomato, you know. Abe Lincoln, Paul Robeson. And so if the plant that I had here would have done well and not gotten injured, it would probably look like this one right here. That's my watering can and hose, because my hose doesn't reach the end of the trellis, the end of the row. But look at that cluster of tomatoes. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. And there's like blossoms everywhere. Over on the other side. Oh my goodness. That almost looks like it could be fasciated. I bet that was a fasciated blossom. Look at how wrinkly that is. And look how long. Yep. So this, if I let it grow up, it would just grow up to be a cat-faced tomato, wasting its energy, wasting the plant's energy on a tomato that I would not be able to use. Dead to me. Okay. This one is a Brad's Atomic Grape, and it is so tiny because it too got broken off. But like I was telling you with the suckers, anywhere that is fuzzy, this fuzz is present to deter pests, but also anywhere it's fuzzy like that, it will root. And so when this plant, I was so excited about this plant. This is the plant that really got me hooked on tomatoes. Like, I needed this one to grow. And I prayed over it. I was like, Lord, please save this plant. So when it got broken, I just stuck it back in the dirt, because it was literally like the next day. I planted it, I was taking such good care of it, and the next day, either the dog ran under the trellis or a rabbit did or something, I don't know, but it was on the ground and it was broken in half. And so I picked the bottom branches off and stuck it in as deep as I could and just watered the pudding out of it. And it looked really sorry for weeks. And then all of a sudden just started taking off. You know, it never turned brown. It looked really sorry for a long time, but then it just, boop, okay, I'm a tomato plant again. And I'm like, yay! So the Brad's Atomic Grape is a grape-sized tomato, but it's like Technicolor, and so it'll be like purple with like green and yellow and red streaks in it. So it's like Technicolor Dream Tomato that I cannot wait to try. I'm so glad that it's still going. This one is a Blue Boar tomato, which is a dark blue. And I think it'll be streaky. I cannot remember for sure. I'm having a hard time keeping everyone straight in my head. But it has lots of blossoms on it. I'm really excited. I was afraid I actually topped this one. So tomatoes grow. You can get determinate varieties and indeterminate varieties. Determinate varieties have a determined number of blossoms that they will set, and so a determined amount of fruit it can set, whereas indeterminate will just keep growing unless you break the top off. And once you break the top off, then it's like whatever it has set, it will not set anymore, which is kind of sad, unless, which I'm hoping that, you know, the tomatoes will just keep growing up this trellis. And once they get like too tall to manage, which by that time should be towards the end of the season anyway, you know, then it's kind of common practice to intentionally top your plants, and then it'll just continue ripening the tomatoes that it has set already, and then you won't get any more. And so anyway, I thought I topped this plant by accident, but either I don't think it, I must not have, because even if I would have just like let suckers grow, it would not have set off new blossoms, which it is. So I'm fairly certain I'm in the clear. The next one, this is a Black Beauty. Did I have one down there? I think I've got one down there too. But this one, I'm excited, I have one that's blushing. Oh, two, which means they're just starting to turn purple. Look at those veins. So cool looking. This one's starting to blush too. Aww. Aww. That's sad. It's dropping blossoms. Dang. These ones look okay though. That could have just been from the heat. It was really hot. Or they just did not get pollinated. Oh dang, another fasciated. Man. Look at that dude. That would have been like 3. Which that's, I mean, if you ever enter a tomato growing contest, let those suckers grow. But if you want to eat your tomatoes, nah, get rid of it. Oh man. This one looks like fasciated blossom too. Crikey. Focus. Look at that. Dang it. Yeah, look how long that is. That's 2. Cat face. Boo. Boo, boo, boo. Oh, snap. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta show you this one. I just saw it. Where'd you go? Right here. Holy shnikes. Look at that dude. Definitely at least 2 put together. That's Black Beauty. Got lots of fasciated blossoms on that dude. Wow. Okay, and then the last one is a Dancing with Smurfs. And for some reason, this one has not been doing very well. I'm not sure why. The branches haven't been getting very long. Look at these. Triple suckers. These are weird. These are weird. I need to get my snips. Look, that wants to put off fruit. Oh, sorry. This wants to put off fruit. It's not healthy enough. But I am getting some blossoms up here. Which I see a fasciated blossom right there. Dang it. Military chopper. flying overhead. Ah, dang. I don't even know if I can break that off. There. These things, you really got to keep an eye on them because they can, like, especially once they get bigger and these crevices get larger, you can, very often you'll get worms in there. Dang. Compost. Okay, so anyway, toss that in a minute. On the other side, I've got the end of this whole row is not filled in yet. That part down there was overtaken by weeds, and I just like weeded it all a couple days ago. Mulched the edges, and then I'm gonna mulch on top of it after I plant. I've got some more peppers to put in down there. Tip: peppers do best if they get full sun 8 hours of the day and then shade 4 hours of the day. Last year I had just roasted several peppers to death, likely for that reason. I was giving them full sun all day long without any mulch on the ground, and they were just drying out, getting cooked to death. Anyway, I digress. So I planted some pineapple tomatillos, which are a variety of ground cherry. They'll make these little husk tomatoes that are really sweet and snacky. I'm really excited. I hope that gets big and puts off a whole bunch of those. And then I wasn't sure if that was going to come up or not. It took a really long time to sprout. So I was just letting the lamb's quarter go. To most people, it's a weed. To me, it is a salad. It's often called poor man's spinach. It does taste a lot like spinach, slightly earthier, and more savory. But it holds a lot more nutrients than like store-bought spinach, typical spinach. This is a zinnia. I do have a lot of flowers in my garden. It is a type of gardening that is referred to as potager. It's a French style of gardening where you incorporate beauty into your garden, just for the sake of having beauty, but also the lovely flowers are good to attract pollinators, which gives you a better pollination rate, which gives you a better fruition rate, you know. So it serves a purpose to keep you happy and in your garden, because the best thing for a garden is a gardener. Keeps you present, keeps you happy, and brings you pollinators. Here is my other candy cane pepper. I believe these will turn red, but look at how pretty they are. Variegated peppers along with the variegated leaves. They're like tricolor. Oh my gosh, I am like in love with this plant. And it's really bushy and dense. There are so many. Oh, you little stinker. That's a hornworm. For real? Look at that. You know, this makes me sad, because hornworms are the caterpillars of the spotted hawk moth, which I very much enjoy. I love them. But you know what? When it's tomato season, you may not. Organic pesticide. Like I said, the best thing for a garden is the presence of a gardener. I had no idea they would grow on a pepper plant. I guess they'll eat whatever. On the topic of tomato hornworms, if you're not familiar, the best way I know to get rid of tomato hornworms is to go to Amazon, buy yourself a $10 black light flashlight, and go out at nighttime and scour the leaves of your plants, which I do like every 2 nights or so, every 2 to 3 nights. Their face glows bright green. like under a black light, like fluorescent clothes do. And so they show up really well. The eggs do as well. They're not quite as noticeable because they're a little bit translucent. But I'm not kidding you. Like I said, I go out every other night, every few nights. I went out, not last night, but the night before, and I picked off 15 eggs and 3 worms. And I have never seen one that big. Well, because I'm not looking for them on my pepper plants. I'm looking for them on my tomato plants. Wild. Wild. My mind is blown right now. Okay, so anyway, I have a variety of sweet and spicy peppers, which the 2 buckets are dahlias. That's a jalapeno. No, that's a Tabasco. That is a sweet Marconi. I think on the far side of that bucket is a jalapeno, and then a Serrano and a Sweet Bell. I just mixed them up. Serrano, Sweet Bell. And I had a calendula there that succumbed to the heat. And then I have planted dill. Oh, yay, it looks like it's sprouting. Ah, sweet sassy. Sweet sassy molassy. Because I do a lot of ferments, and I like to make fermented pickles. And it would be nice if I had my own stash of dill. Do well, guys, do well. That's mammoth dill. Like I said, over here had gone to weeds, so I pulled all the weeds and then laid them down as mulch. It's compost too. So I'm gonna give this a few days to dry out, and then I'm gonna plant some more flowers over here, and then I have some more peppers to put in since this gets partial shade because the garage is right behind me. That's it. I think that's it. I do have a kiddie pool full of strawberries over there that are taking off, and a little kiddie pool over there that has spearmint that's doing really well. And then that ferocious mound of weeds and whatnot is actually corn. The purple, if you can see that, is amaranth. I have some sunflowers and a roselle and some basil, and I don't know. It's probably all getting choked out by weeds. Pity. That's how my gardens were all before. This is how my garden is now. And I'm very, very pleased. So, I highly encourage you to do the same. Have any questions? Give a holla. Happy gardening. Bye.